What's going on, y'all? It's Mason Bleasdell, your Austin real estate agent, and if you're considering Addison as a place to move you and your family to, this is going to be the ultimate guide for you. Let's do this. Now, before we jump in the car, I want to talk a little bit about location, lifestyle, where are we? So if you're looking at a map, of course, we are in the kind of southeast corner of Austin, very close to the airport, very close to places like Tesla. There's a lot of industry and manufacturing down this direction, a lot of jobs, and that's one of the biggest draws as to why people come to a place like Addison. You'll also note here that because we are on that edge of town, you're outside of a lot of the different taxing entities. So the property tax rate in this neighborhood is 1.89%. That is one of the absolute lowest you'll find anywhere around Austin, and that makes a huge difference on your monthly payments especially. We're also really close to places like Meanwhile Brewing, a super fun, very family-friendly brewery with food trucks, live music, a lot. It's a really neat spot. We're really close to McKinney Falls State Park, as well as the Onion Creek Greenbelt. We're also really close to the Roy Kaiser Golf Course here. Even if you're terrible at golf like I am, the driving range there is really fun. And that's not even talking about the amenities here in Addison, like the one that we're here right now. Now, there's actually two different amenity centers. There's a north where we are now and a south amenity center that we'll go to in a little bit. But there's a little gym in here. There's some club space. There's bathrooms, of course, and a lap pool. And then there's a good bit of walking trails through here. A lot of this is nature preserve, which is really cool. And so you'll find a lot of walking paths if you want to be able to step out of your door and get some exercise, some fresh air. This is a really great place to do it. But let's jump in the car. There's a lot more to talk about. Now, this community, if you're doing some research on it, was originally constructed starting right around 2018, and there are still some new construction sections in this community currently. So, if you're looking in here, you'll note these homes are nearly new in most all of the ways. A lot of them, even if you're looking at a resale, are going to convey with the same warranties as new. And Brookfield Residential, I can speak a little bit about them too, since they were the only developer in this neighborhood. They build a really quality home. I made a whole video talking about some of the nuances of new construction homes here in Texas, of course, because builders, like general contractors, are not required to have licenses here. So because of that, there's a lot of little things that you come from experience to look for when, being able to put a stamp of approval on this is actually a really well-built house or not. You'll notice little things like they put the quality 30-year thicker shingles on them. We do have hailstorms in Texas, that's a reality. You'll notice that they do things like that. They also use a lot of masonry work, whether it's board and batten or stucco or stonework around the whole house. They don't just go for whatever the cheapest option is in those respects. You'll note even just the garage doors, the size of the windows, they use quality materials. And if you look up some of their reviews and stuff, you'll note that they are known for building a really quality house. So now let's dive into a little bit more of the nitty-gritty of this neighborhood. As of the time of recording this video, current HOA fees are only $53 a month. That, coupled with that low tax rate I mentioned a little bit earlier, make this a really appealing neighborhood in terms of what you get in terms of location, quality of house, and the actual finances of the places here. Is you get so much for your money. You'll also note too, there's a good variety of house styles out here. There's a little bit more of those modern contemporary, a little bit more traditional with your normal brick. There's a lot of different park spaces. All those things coupled together make this such a really cool value. Other little thing to note out here, we are zoned for Del Valley ISD. So you're gonna go to Hillcrest Elementary, Ojeda Middle School, and Del Valley High School, none of which are very far from here. It's all about within a 10-minute drive. So you're a little bit farther away from the schools here, but not much of a huge deal. You will note, of course, as we're driving past right now, just out these windows, some greenbelt preserved space. You've got walking trails, all of those nice things here that I mentioned in the intro we're driving past right now. And straight ahead of us, again, you've got some new construction opportunities. Now, you'll note if you're doing some research on this, that there's a good variety in terms of sizes and some of the things. For example, 3-car garages that you can get out here. There's single and 2-story homes, and they're for the most part going to range from the very high 300s, low 400s, all the way up to the mid 5s, depending of course on what size and some of the upgrades and amenities that you choose for the house. You are going to note things like big windows. If you love natural light, a lot of the builders in this kind of price range don't tend to put big windows because big windows are expensive. You'll notice things like that here. And this is perfect timing because we're coming up to the South Amenity Center. Now, this is the newest and biggest. Like I mentioned, they've got a gym in here. There's another pool. There's more playground space. And all of this, again, walkable from the whole neighborhood. Y'all, thanks for joining on this tour of Addison. If this was helpful to you at all, please feel free to reach out. My contact info, my direct information is on the screen right now. If you're looking to move to this area, maybe you're considering this neighborhood, comparing it to some of the others around, I want to be that resource of choice for you. Not only as your real estate agent to work for you to find the right house, but also the right community for the right lifestyle for you and your family, make the right decision. If I can be that help, reach out anytime. Thanks for joining on this tour, and I'll see y'all next time.